Hey friends. I feel a bit irritated actually. Hey friends, loved ones. Just gonna hang out for a minute and see if any of you are on gonna join us live. I know that many of you watch these videos in hindsight and some of you don't get to watch these videos at all. But if you are managing to jump online, I invite you to say hi, let me acknowledge you. Hi Michelle. Seems like you and me are having a conversation today. Thanks for saying hi, gorgeous. Yeah, I'm really practicing new practices, walking my feminine talk a lot more, listening deeply for the sounds that are appearing, that are showing up, and I'm refusing to fall into the dialogues that I used to before, which is that self-justification program, the need to feel like everything is perfect or right, or, you know, I'm ignoring the sensation that says that I'm not prepared, that I'm not able to do the work that I do, because I clearly am, because I'm here, right, doing it. So anyway, today's mostly to express a little bit about what Circle is going to be about this month. I've made a decision this month that I'm going to do the Circle on my own. I like the idea of working in tandem and partnership and collaboration, and I genuinely feel that that's where we're heading. But I know that alignment and being in tune with a greater oneness actually takes a hell of a lot more than just deciding to work with another woman or another practitioner and just picking that person and expecting them to just show up. It's not that we can't do that, we can operate with that, but I'm getting a better flow of understanding, appreciation for alignment and what that is. Magnetic resonance is a truth, it's a thing, it's something that we're programmed to deny, that inner sense that says that this is not quite right, and just the full, what am I looking for? The full faith, no, it's not faith, the trust, it's really deep trust that that spidey sense, that feeling is given to me for a reason, but I also value it, and I can act on my own value system. It's allowed. In fact, when I follow that which speaks to me and that which resonates with me on a fundamentally deep level all the way through, you know, my whole process, my whole system, then that's where my true resonance lies and where potency lies. We worked with potency last month, which cultivating presence is essentially a practice of potency. See you, Michelle. Thanks for saying hi. Yeah, internet. I'm not going to comment too much on that. If you're jumping on, I see that there's more people listening now. Please say hi and let me acknowledge you. We are heading into a Mercury Retrograde, so we are expecting that technology and things that contain the vehicle for us moving forwards may get a bit shaky. Of course, it's all divinely timed. We have a conjunct with Saturn retrograde, and Venus is heading into the field again in an alignment with Mars, which puts us back in conflict with relational matters and questioning love and how love shows up. So anyway, back on topic, discerning truth, being able to listen to that resonance, being able to stay in authentic flow for you. It's a practice. It's not something that you just decide and it works for you, particularly if you've belonged to the old paradigm that says that you have to be a particular way and that only you in this particular box is acceptable. That is a process of unraveling that awareness and technology, and there's a part of that that we'll work with as our gift to you in the circle that we're running this weekend. So if you can make it, of course, it's 8 p.m. Mountain Time on Friday evening, the 17th of September, and it will be at 12 noon Australian Eastern Standard Time on Saturday the 18th. Because we're leading up into a full moon of Pisces, a Piscean full moon, and we can expect Pisces, Aquarius, Pisces, this conjunct is often highly psychic in nature. It's laden with beautiful awarenesses, but those awarenesses come off the back of a process of emotional purging or expression. And if we're not regularly tuning in and giving our emotions an opportunity to flow through us and to present themselves and to bring them to our awareness and to acknowledge them as valuable gifts that they are, then the true truth of self-awareness and your due diligence to your emotional well-being and your energy is foregone. And as I say that, I feel a deep sense of sadness, because I believe we're mostly there as a collective. The sacred feminine rising as a collective is still denying sadness and denying grief and its value. It's unable to let go of past paradigms, which is why they keep cycling forwards. We're in a process of shedding, and you don't have to process it if you don't want to live your life, of course, but it's going to make what's coming more complicated for you. And we are energetic beings, and energy is important. It rules us, actually. When your energy is low, you don't want to get out of bed. When your energy is low, you don't want to interact with people. When your energy is low, you don't feel well in your body or safe in your paradigm, safe in your own system, safe in your own incarnation. And that lack of safety is actually how the lesser beings harness your energy for other purposes. And this can manifest in unconscious eating patterns. It can manifest in sabotage, self-sabotage. It can manifest in forgiving your parents before you forgive your own paradigm and exploration, putting their needs in front of yours, which is actually what a lot of wounded children do. Forgiving adults before they actually acknowledge that they had needs that weren't met, that should have been met. And the collective paradigm for that is forgiving the governmental and ruling structures for being manipulative and narcissistic and for invading your own privacy and boundaries. Honoring your own right to life. And so all of these are cycling through the collective consciousness at the moment. And, you know, as we say with these circles, your fundamental rule here, your fundamental right here, your fundamental purpose here is to own your stake of land, energetic land. It's you recognizing when you're feeling low, when you're feeling sad, when you're feeling emotionally depressed, when you're feeling trodden on, when you're feeling invaded, when you're feeling not quite right, when you're feeling like you need time, when you feel like you need to nurture yourself, when you feel like you need to receive because nobody's given you back for so long that you're feeling hollow and dry. Nobody's ever going to do that for you because that's your responsibility. We talk about collective responsibility all the time, but you know that collectively, if each single soul took responsibility for their own well-being, because they understood what that meant for themselves, because it's different for all of us, right? If you took responsibility for the dialogue that is omnipresently going on inside and through you, if you were able to create containers or spaces, if you will, of compassion and non-violence towards you, you'll be able to hear the true messages that guide you through your passage of time in safe ways. And healing can only find you there. You can go to as many healers as you want, but if you don't take some level of personal responsibility for your own sense of wealth, if you don't take the time out to commit to sacred practice, which is the investigation of your eternal self, then you are in a paradigm of shame, blame, and sabotage. And I don't mean to scare you. It's not my thing. I don't choose to scare you. But let's get real. if you're in pain and suffering, you probably have had experiences where someone's taken advantage of you, where you felt trodden on, abandoned, or denied. And we're not in a blame, shame, and guilt trip here. There were active players who may have catalyzed that experience for you, and you subsequently had your visceral experience. But failure to transmute that which is contained within your energetic field, to rewire your container so that energy flows more freely through you and you can let go of the stuff that just doesn't feel right for you anymore, that's your responsibility. And it's containers like the Sacred Rose Awakening, the Sacred Sister Soul Circles that are offerings to help that, because we can't often do this stuff on our own. You can try, and I try, and we all try, but ultimately sometimes we need just to reach out and say, hey, I need a little bit of support. And of course, those of you who have been in the circles before, you know that the support we give to you is not an invasive support. We're not here to preach to you and to tell you how to live your life. We are simply here to show up to the energetic offering of the collective frequency that we are, which recognizes your potential of to be here and allows your sacred voice a space to communicate in loving and open ways. And so if that feels like something that resonates with you, if that's something that's attractive to you, then I invite you, join us this month, join us next month, join us more for the lives, because we are not going to stop this offering for you. It's going to be here, but I'm showing up for you. Are you showing up for you? I don't know about you, but I need some external inspiration sometimes to do that. And so I'm finding that when I see something that resonates, if I see a glass that resonates or a circle that resonates, or if I see like a technology, someone else is teaching you how to do energy healing, or in my case at the moment, I'm teaching psychic skills. If you see those things and you're like, aha, I kind of feel attracted to that, give yourself permission to do that. That's a part of your self-care and your responsibility and your obligation to your well-being. So hi, Sally Ann. Thank you for saying hi. Don't want to be there. Yeah, I just want to address this. You say, I don't want to be the victim here. I want to reserve a sacred space for feeling like a victim. And I want to share with you that there's a difference between choosing victimhood as a default mode to live your life through and feeling a feeling of restriction or resistance that recognizes that when this person behaves in this way, I feel an unnecessary invasion in my space. Because one is the acknowledgement of boundaries and the other is suffering for life. And this is a paradigm shift that is possible in an energetic sense with practices. So just to explain to you and to anybody else who wants to hear this specifically, it is important that we don't avoid feelings of being trodden on or feelings of being sad or upset or angry. It's important we don't shame, blame, or guilt trip ourselves for the human act of emotional feelings. It tells you about yourself. If you shame and blame yourself from the emotional spaces, you cannot truly know yourself in order to feel a sense of empowerment. Because you don't know yourself. The very definition of disempowerment is lack of self-awareness and the understanding that at any moment I have all of these opportunities or pathways that I can step towards as a way of acting or acting as an agent in my own life. And so in a fashion, in order to step out of victimhood and to really fully appreciate the full spectrum of the human condition, I can't shame and blame feeling like a victim. I have to reward myself for acknowledging that I feel something around an external experience, because otherwise I can't hear what it is my system is telling me that's important to my system to be able to find the gold therein for the power that I choose to embody. And I need to know about my banshee. I need to know what it feels like when I'm in a dorsal vagal response, otherwise known as fight or flight, or freeze or fawn. The fawn paradigm is something that a lot of women live in fawn space, which is actually a form of hypervigilance that actually steals energy away from you like nobody's business, so you can't survive. Chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia is often the end result of living life in hypervigilance. Receiving the technology to serve you in empowerment, is to acknowledge that you have all of these experiences that are completely valid. It's the first step. And if you can't validate your own experience by trusting that whatever it is that you feel has a right to be there, then power will always be somewhere else. You'll be giving your power away. So I feel like I'm going to wrap that up. Thanks for that comment, Sally Ann. And hi, Mel. Thanks for saying hello. Really beautiful to connect with you like this. I haven't seen you in ages. Sending you hugs and kisses, just like I send all of our sisters hugs and kisses. Spirit's also asked me to address a number of conversations I've had with a number of women. The sister circles that I run specifically are actually about the initiations of the sacred feminine rising. They are less about us getting together insecurities as women and celebrating because a lot of our childhood wounds around other women that may prevent us from stepping into sister circles actually comes from the visceral response we have to acts of insecurity, either expressed by someone else or the product of my own upbringing. And so we're not that type of sister circle. This is actually not the sister circle that can flow through myself personally, just because it can't. So we just wanted to address that because I know that many of you decide not to do sister circles because you misunderstand what they are. And the stereotype is what we call the Hollywood or Disney version of sister circles, which is all about revel and being in love with women. And you get that too. We are that too. But we're also not spiritually bypassing life. Because you don't want to revel with sisters and do all that kind of team building, belonging exercise and then go back to your physical real world life and just hate the life that you have. It's not grounded, it's not practical. And so if you want that type of sister circle, I don't offer that for you. Although we also offer revel and other conciliation practices because it is a part of spiritual paradigm. It's the consequence rather than necessarily the goal. So I feel like I've said what I need to say. Kisses. I miss you all. I do like seeing you all, and if you can join us, great. I'd love to have you in the circle this weekend. So, big well, goddesses.